Hi, everyone. As we head into this crucial election, I want to talk about why it's so very important to vote for Kamala Harris and why we need to say no to another 4 years of Donald Trump. Over the past few years, we've seen Trump sow division, spread misinformation, and put his own interests ahead of the American people. His leadership has been marked by chaos, cruelty, and a complete disregard for the values that make our country strong. Kamala Harris represents the exact opposite of strength. I mean, the exact opposite of what we've seen from Trump, while Trump has undermined our democracy. We're losing our democracy! And stoked fear and hatred. Kamala has spent her career fighting for justice, equality, truth, and the rights of all Americans. And gosh, that's racist because she really fights for all people of the world everywhere because borders are racist. And she also juggles pretty well, and that's good. Also, she has like sword swallowing. Never mind. She believes in bringing people together and not tearing them apart. And unlike Trump, she isn't gay enough. I mean, Trump is like so cis het, and that's just boring, guys. Anyway, Kamala, she's committed to building a future where everyone. Well, actually, no, that's weird. Trump's so normal, and that's weird. That's like weird. That's like, oh my god, he's like a loser. He's like that guy in high school that's a loser. He's like white and he's like a goddamn ginger. That's how white he is. I mean, that you know he's got to be bad. Well, anyway, Kamal, and he's like a loser. He's weird. He's a Western educated, industrialized, rich, democracy-loving son of a bitch. He's like what people in the 90s would call a New York liberal. You know, what we today call Nazi fascist. Anyway, Kamala, she's committed to building a future where everyone, not just the wealthy fascist white cishet men, can thrive. Under Trump's leadership, we've seen an unprecedented assault on our rights. We're losing our democracy! And our environment and our institutions. But institutions are bad, though. From mishandling, well, and as long as they're Western and educated and industrialized, then and democratic in a sense, then they are bad. Because, you know, democracy, there's like more white people, so democracy is bad. So that's why we need to vote for Kamala, who is voting for her means that you're not racist. So vote for Kamala. And Kamala means voting for her is like supporting a leader who will like restore like integrity and compassion and competencies competence to the White House. And if you're tired of the lies and the corruption and the constant chaos, it's time to take a stand. By voting for Kamala Harris, we're not just voting against Trump, although that's a good reason. We're voting for a brighter, more hopeful future. Let's come together and make sure that Trump's destructive agenda ends this November. Because this whole time, he's been running the country in secret, and that's why things are bad, god damn it! It's all his fault! Unless things are good, in which case, Kamala Harris deserves all the credit. So vote for Kamala Harris this November. And let's get our country back on the right track by getting into World War III against Iran, because we all know it's their fault that the Secret Service tried to kill the president. So, I mean, the Secret Service, I mean, it's Iran's, it's Russians, it's like Israel or it's the IDF or something. Look, nobody tried to kill Trump. That's a conspiracy theory. Okay? And the Secret Service had nothing to do with it. In fact, they really stayed out of it. And we're like voting for a brighter and more hopeful future. And it's time to come together and make sure that Trump's destructive agenda ends. So vote for Kamala Harris and let's get our country back. America! So vote for Kamala Harris and stop being a Nazi.